You did everything right. You got the IUD, so you wouldn't have to worry. You thought to yourself, I am safe. But here you are, part of the 1%. If you are watching this because you think you are pregnant with an IUD, or you are just terrified it could happen, we need to talk about why this happens and why it is a medical emergency. Now, first things first, you need to remember that IUDs are extremely effective, but no method is 100% effective. So how many types of IUDs do you know? We actually have two types of IUDs, the hormonal IUDs and the non-hormonal IUDs, also known as copper IUDs. Hormonal IUDs work by releasing progestin to thicken cervical mucus, which prevents ovulation. On the other hand, copper IUDs or non-hormonal IUDs create a toxic environment for sperm. Now, both the hormonal and non-hormonal IUDs are over 99% effective, but failures can still happen. Now, what are some of the reasons that might make you get pregnant while on an IUD? The first reason is IUD displacement. This is simply an IUD shifting from its original place. Now, an IUD is not a force field, and it has to be perfectly placed. But if it shifts, even if it does that very slightly, its effectiveness drops. Hence why you might get pregnant while on an IUD. Now, let's quickly look at the popular strings myth. Most people usually think if they feel the strings, the IUD is in place. I'm going to tell you this today for free. Just because you can feel the strings doesn't always mean that it hasn't shifted. Number 2 reason why you might get pregnant while on an IUD is IUD expulsion. This is whereby an IUD partially or completely falls out without you noticing. It is estimated that 2 to 10% of users experience IUD expulsion. You might see it on a pad when it just falls out. That is why whenever your doctor installs that IUD, they always tell you to look on your pad anytime you are on your period when you remove it to ensure the IUD has not been expelled. Number 3 reason why you might get pregnant on an IUD is improper placement. By the way, you need a professional for your IUD to be installed. You cannot just walk to any clinic for an IUD appointment. You need to only seek the services of a qualified gynecologist for insertion. You need an experienced gyna for proper placement. Otherwise, these kind of mistakes might happen. It's shifting or not being properly installed. Hence why you might get pregnant while on IUD. Now, sometimes an IUD may have been installed properly by a qualified gynecologist, but you still get pregnant. This happens. So when it does, do not panic. By the way, while IUDs are 99% effective, that 1% represents thousands of women across the world every year. So when this happens, know that you are not alone. Now, what happens if you get pregnant with an IUD? If a pregnancy happens with an IUD in place, the egg often can't implant in the uterus. This is because the IUD is in the way, and it significantly increases the risk of an ectopic pregnancy. You might be wondering, what is an ectopic pregnancy? An ectopic pregnancy is one where fertilized egg implants outside the uterus. You can check out our video on ectopic pregnancy. I'll leave the link in the description below. The early signs of ectopic pregnancy to watch out for include shoulder pain, one-sided cramping, and spotting. So if you have a positive pregnancy test with an IUD, this is not a wait and see situation. Do not sit and wait for a doctor's appointment. Rather, go to the ER immediately. So, what now? You have an IUD, had a positive pregnancy test, ran to the doctor, and you are told, "Congratulations, ma'am, you are pregnant." Well, the moment the doctors confirm you are pregnant, they usually start talking about the IUD removal. However, they will explain to you your options. In such a situation, you only have two options. One, it's either taking it out or leaving it in. Well, taking it out while you are pregnant can cause a miscarriage, while leaving it in can cause major infections later on. So it's usually not an easy choice. However, based on your medical history, your doctor will be in a better place to advise the best solution for you. So, beyond the medical stuff, there is also your head. An unplanned pregnancy comes with lots of thoughts. You might feel angry, feel like your body betrayed you. You might even feel guilty for not being happy about the pregnancy. I want to tell you right now that it is okay to be overwhelmed. I mean, you are responsible. You did the work to prevent it. Now, being thrown into a high-risk pregnancy you didn't plan for is a trauma, and it is totally okay to cry about it. To the mom sitting on the bathroom floor, in the hospital corridor, or in her car right now, shocked and crying, I want to tell you that you are strong enough to handle the next hour, then the next hour after that, just one step at a time. If this happened to you, please share your story in the comments. There is so much fear and shame around failed birth control, but talking about it can help a mom who just found out today she's pregnant on an IUD. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need to hear this today.